Alright, what is up guys? Welcome to another quick sort of babbling video, and I just wanted to sit here and just discuss battery solutions for the Pocket Cinema camera, or the Pocket 4K and the Pocket 6K, which tell you a little bit about my experiences using certain batteries and the best and cheapest solution I've found on the market. So hopefully by the end of this video you'll get some decent sort of knowledge of sort of where to go and how to save a bit of money whilst powering this monster of a camera. So, a little backstory: I've been using these batteries for quite a few years now. I've got about 4 of these batteries, and I was using these batteries on my micro pocket cinema camera, so the very small one. And having at least 4 of these, I could get through a whole day's shoot on 4 of these. No problems. We did it whilst shooting the ROM, and I never had no problems. But the only problem I did have was worry that they were going to deplete quickly, if that makes sense, because obviously everyone's going on about how bad these batteries are, and that you can only probably get about an hour, 45 minutes or an hour use out of these batteries. But I found with the micro studio camera, I never really had a problem with it. I would probably get about 45 minutes to an hour per battery. But that's not continuous shooting. So that would be shooting a scene, stopping the camera, switching it off. Every time I used to sort of like change angles and stuff, I always used to sort of power the camera down and switch everything off. And then when I was doing that, I found that I was getting at least an hour and a half to 2 hours use out of these easily. When you're constantly using them, like if you have it continuously recording and the camera power on, then yeah, it's going to only last probably about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, these. But yeah, I mean, what's handy about this, it takes these batteries actually work in a pocket as well, 4K and the 6K. So it's a little bit of a different story when it comes to this camera over the micro studio camera, because this will eat it in about 20 minutes flat. It just literally drains it out. But what these are good for is for hot swapping. So obviously I've got my mount on here for my battery. I'm not tightening it up. I've just literally put it on there because it's not in the cage at the moment. So I've got to put the camera on the cage, which I'll come to you with a separate video about that anyway. And I've just plugged it into obviously my power out of the camera, and this allows me to use these MP batteries in the camera, and I could probably get in excess of about 3 hours doing the same sort of things that I did with this on one of these batteries, which is fantastic. Yeah, so powering the camera on, powering the camera off, I'll probably get in the region of about 3 hours just on one of these MP batteries. So I've got these little versions as well, these smaller milliamp versions, and I'll probably get about an hour and 40 minutes just on one of these. So if you sort of put them all together, I could probably, with the batteries I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, get through a whole day's shoot. Not comfortably, but I could definitely get through the shoot with it. I've ordered 2 Sony ones of these, more advanced ones, because these are, even though these are Amazon branded ones, and they're working absolutely fantastic. I've ordered a couple of Sony ones, which I will do a dedicated video on, because I've heard I could probably get about 3 hours, 3.5 hours on them decent Sony ones. Same sort of size, but the only difference is it's got an LED on it, a meter on it, so you can see how much battery has been depleted. As you can see on this one, it's showing red, which basically means this battery is basically dying. It's near enough used. When it's green, that means the battery's sort of fully charged. Now, how do I charge these batteries? Well, I never sort of go through the camera, because basically what it is, you use one of these batteries you're meant to have plugged into the camera. So I've not got one in at the moment, so I'm just going to pop this one in, And you always keep one of these. This is a bit of a tip for you guys. You always keep, oh no, I can never do this. Right. You always keep one of these inside the Blackmagic camera, because basically what happens is it keeps that battery constantly charged. So this will constantly charge this battery, keep it constantly charged, and it will power the unit. But what will happen is, if this battery dies, the camera won't shut down, because it will kick off on this battery. It will continue on this battery as well. So if you're in the middle of the shoot and you don't know whether this is going to go dead or not, even though you've got the light warning, I mean, even though you get the red light warning on this power bank thing here, you know, you could probably have in excess of about 20-30 minutes left of charge in the things, but it won't tell you when the camera's actually going to shut down, if that makes sense. But if it does shut down, it will go to the backup battery, and you won't lose your recordings, and the camera won't stop recording. It will just continue to record. So that's a bit of a tip. Always keep one fully charged in the unit. Don't put it empty. And the reason why I say don't put the empty battery inside this is because this will automatically charge this battery. And you don't want that. You want this to be fully charged to basically run the camera. So you're probably going to take about 15% of this battery to put back into this battery. So make sure it's fully charged, and it's always handy to have a fully charged one inside your unit on the day of filming, so you don't have to worry about your camera sort of shutting down once one of these batteries dies, say 2.5 hours later. So that's a little bit of a tip for you guys. You know, but yeah, it's a really good solution. You know, I was going to get a V-mount one, but the thing is with the V-mount ones, they make the rig way too heavy, and I sort of don't want that, if that makes sense. I don't want a heavy rig. If I just put one of these on, as you can see there, that's fully charged, so that's green. So that shows me that this battery here, sorry about it's moving. It's moving because I'm not tightening it up because I haven't got the cage on, and I don't want to damage the thread on the camera. So as you can see here, that's green. That means that battery is fully charged. And with this battery, I can probably get about 1 hour and 40 minutes just on one of these batteries, which is amazing, because these batteries you can probably get a pack of 2 for about 30 quid, which is amazing compared to the Sony ones, which are about £60 for a genuine Sony one. I mean, you don't want to scrimp on the ones in the Blackmagic camera, because if you get the knockoffs, you're probably going to get 10-15 minutes of charge. What I've also done, and I've got a habit of doing, is I label my batteries numbers. So I number all my batteries, as you can see there. So I know that if battery 2 dies, I know that what battery's dead, because obviously they're all at the same. So I know that battery 2 is dead. So if I want to, well, normally what I do is I take a charger with me on set anyway. If there's power on set, I'll always take a charger with me to hot swap. But most of the time, don't need to do that, because my battery solution literally lasts me the entire day. But even these ones, you know, if I turn the camera back on, this is an excellent solution, and you will get a good hour, probably about an hour and a half compared to the 30 minutes with the built-in battery, which is a big difference. It's like a 40-minute jump for battery use, which is cool. The only thing is, on the actual LCD screen of the Blackmagic camera, it will not show you how much battery you've got left. It will just basically show you that it's plugged into a power source. So for instance, if you was to run this cable into a wall and plug it in, like get the adapter to plug it into the wall, it shows you exactly the same logo, if that makes sense. And I've got to stop saying if that makes sense. So it shows you exactly the same logo on the screen. The only reason it will show you a different logo is when you're using this battery here. But yeah, if I try and, for instance, let's see if it stays on. If I take this out, this battery, when it's on, as you can see, the camera doesn't shut down. Yeah, even with that battery gone, which is brilliant. So if you're in the middle of a shoot and you're recording, you're able to get a battery, if that's gone red, and there's, plug it in and you're good to go. Permanent power solution. So you never really have to, let's turn that off. You never really have to, as long as you've got enough of these, and they're, like I said, they're dirt cheap and they last hours, you never have to worry about your battery going dead on set, which is what you don't want to happen, especially in the middle of the shoot. That's happened to me before, and it's bloody embarrassing when you go action, and you know your actors are doing their best performance ever, and then all of a sudden you're like looking and you're thinking, oh my god, my battery's about to die, and then the battery dies when they're about to deliver the ultimate line. So this is my solution. This is my solution, and it works. It works well. I've got two more, like I said, I've got two more Sony ones of these. I think I paid £60 for two Sony ones, but with the Sony ones, they got the LED bars on it, so it will tell you how much battery you got left on it. And I reckon with, you know, I'll have 3 of these, and then 3 of these, I can easily do a whole day, from morning till night, without having to worry about my camera dying. Also, what I want to talk about is charging solutions. Now, obviously, you've seen the chargers that I'll just put that to one side, that you plug into. You can use like a phone lead, and plug it into a USB charger. Guys, I don't really recommend them unless you're using them for inside a car, unless you're desperate. I would say get these ones. These are from Amazon, and these ones use a proper. Let's just unplug that. A proper kettle lead that you'll find, you know, a proper power lead. You know, this is going to charge your battery a hell of a lot faster than a silly little USB thing, because the USB ones, they're only designed to handle X amount of voltage on the charge, where these ones, you know, these are like 240 volts. So you plug these in, within 20-30 minutes your battery's charged, and it's a more of a stable charge as well. So yeah, and not just that, you know, these batteries are awesome because, you know, you can use them on anything. So I can just stick it at the back of my field monitor, as you can see here. And I've got battery solutions not only for my pocket, but I've got battery solution for my monitors, you know, my field monitors, whatever I want, because they all near enough take the same batteries, which is fantastic. So look, I hope this has been sort of like a helpful tip for you. And yeah, you don't have to spend a ton of money on, say, you know, thinking, oh no, I want to get one of these cameras, but I know I'm going to have to run it off a, you know, a major power source, so I'm going to go out and spend like 300-400 quid on a battery solution, like V-mount battery plate solution, so on and so on, when you don't have to. You can just probably get this whole battery set up and a charger for about 100 quid. And for 100 quid, you're powered for the whole day. You know, if you look on Amazon now, I mean, a V-mount plate on its own is probably about 100 to 150 quid on its own. That's without the battery. And I think, you know, you don't really need to do that. As long as you've got sort of like a decent battery solution like this, you should be good to go. Now the battery, I say the batteries are about 100 quid on their own. This is where this costs you about 50 quid, this plate. But it is worth it, because once you paid the £50 for this battery plate that goes into the back of your camera, then you can go on Amazon and just buy loads of these for like 25-30 quid each, and you're good to go. 3 of these, you're set for a whole day's filming. All of these, I could probably do a whole day filming without powering the camera down. I wouldn't have to shut the camera off. Even though everyone shuts their camera off when they're changing sets and they're moving around. It's just an example that, yeah, I could literally use all these batteries and just keep the camera switched on if I wanted to. And I won't run out of battery for the whole day. So I hope this has helped, guys, and I hope you're doing well. As always, I'll bring you some more videos during the week on this, on the Blackmagic Pocket. And yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, and I'll definitely catch you in the next video. So ciao, ciao, guys. See you again.